Color Out of Space, but make it beachy, creepy, and less cagey. Wow, guys, I have to admit, when I first heard about the beach house, my expectations were rather low. But I finally saw it and I was taken aback. Directed by Jeffrey A. Brown, The Beach House from 2009, not to be confused with Beach House from 2018, is a horror movie that combines a few subgenres while sticking to a simple yet strong story. The film is about Emily and Randall, a young couple who are expressing a rift in their relationship. Randall takes Emily to his parents' beach house in order to spend time with her and for them to take time out and work on their future. But upon their arrival, someone else is using the private home. Enter Mitch and Jane. With their new unexpected guests, the awkwardness of the weekend begins. But with a strange looming fog, is the situation making everyone seem strange, or is there more to the story? Okay, when I say awkwardness, I mean in a good way. This film really toys with you with the idea of if it's realism or surrealism. And it's just so awkward, but in a very interesting way. It's just like when the two couples meet. You don't know what is appropriate and inappropriate in this certain circumstance. You're toyed with back and forth, trying to determine what is real. And it's such an interesting setup to the film and gives it a really cool dynamic. Emily is played by Liana Liberato, who is known for her roles in films such as Banana Split, To the Bone, If I Stay, and Trust. I feel like she really comes into her own in this role, and she does a tremendous job of dealing with the horror cliches that are thrown her way. For me, she was a standout performance. The film also stars Noah Lee Gross, Jake Weber, and Marianne Nagel. Casting is so important in this film because it is a simple storyline, and it's really the chemistry the actors have with each other that keeps it flowing, or really lets it fall apart. On purpose. But I know what you guys want to hear about. Is this really Lovecraftian inspired? Because I know there was a couple of rumors about that going around. The answer is surprisingly yes. Obviously, I don't want to spoil any of the art design in this because it's really interesting and a little bit different to what we've seen before. And of course, I believe going in without seeing anything will only add to the experience. I think that this film did really well not to release the trailer too early, so I couldn't see it anywhere, which I think maybe is just a bonus for me, but it wasn't spoiled for me at all. But I did see the stills, and the stills are misleading in a really great way. I can't tell you why, but what you think is happening is not what's happening. This film does dip its toes into cosmic horror, and it gives the audience just enough to be wowed by the situation, but also scared by the unknown. But that's not all. The Beach House also takes a stab, and I tell you what, it's a pretty disgusting stab at body horror. There are some gory scenes in this film for sure. One was just enough to make me not want to watch the film for a couple of seconds, put the hands over the eyes, that kind of situation. And I think some of you guys will probably feel the same. With all of these elements meeting together, I'm really glad they kept the screen cast to a minimum. You feel stuck with them, isolated, and it really helped me to sink into their world and situation. Although this film appears to be slow and dreamy, it does a great job at playing with the pace, so you're not too sure what's around the next corner. The sound design for this film also mimics this slow pace. It feels like a slow battle, starting with silence and moving to a stirring, uncomfortable score. All of these elements together make the film a lot more moody than it appeared from the stills or poster. For me, it was impossible to watch this film and not think of the recent Lovecraftian Color Out of Space. A very dramatic story that, although was beautiful, was maybe too intense for some audiences. The film went straight from family horror to sci-fi madness within minutes, whereas The Beach House simplifies this, slows it right down, and makes it feel a lot more organic. The film really isn't anything like Color Out of Space, but because that was a recent cosmic horror, I just wanted to kind of compare the two. This film is more like The Fog meets Crawl, a film that relies on its protagonist's skills and background to defend herself and everyone else against the unknown. I went into this film with low expectations and I was really surprised by the outcome. It's definitely worth your time. It is a little bit slow at the start, but I do think it wraps around in a great way, and I think it's a good Sunday night movie for sure, if you don't mind dipping your toes into a little bit of cosmic horror. I'm gonna give this one a personal score of 7. I'm gonna give it a scare score of 6 just because of the gore, And I'm gonna give it an originality of 5. I don't think it's a very original story, but I do like the setup and I like that they simplified the story. I think it made everything else jump out a lot more, and of course the performances were great. Again, highly recommend this one. Have you guys seen The Beach House? Let me know what you thought down below. I'd love to hear your opinions. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you don't know who I am, I'm Emma, also known as Spooky Astronauts, and I do 2 videos like this every single week. I give you a lot of horror recommendations, reviews, breakdowns, and all that good stuff. I hope you guys can subscribe if you do like this kind of content, and I'll be showing up more in your subscription box. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Stay spooky. Bye.